Students can access Kahoot in two different ways, either on the app or on any internet browser at kahoot.it. Both the app and the internet browser option have pros and cons. First of all, let's talk about the app. The app allows easy access for students. In other words, younger students don't have to worry about typing in the address. They can just click on the app right away. It is free, which is always a pro. And one con is that the app must be downloaded on to the iPad. Sometimes this is a problem if for individual classrooms it might take a while for apps to be downloaded onto every single iPad. Now, for the internet browser option, all you need to do is go to kahoot.it. This is great because it can be offered on any device, maybe a computer, an iPad, or in some high school classes, it'd be great for students to just use their cell phone. Again, this app is also free, but one con would be that you must type in the website address. While this may be an easy task for older students, younger students might have some difficulties. So as you can see, Kahoot is offered in two different ways, and each way allows for a different opportunity for students to learn. Let's go over what exactly Kahoot is. Kahoot is a funny word, but it's just a fun game for teachers to assess students' learning. Teachers create a Kahoot, which is, like I said, just another name for a fun learning game from a series of multiple choice questions. The questions are on the board, and the students answer on their individual devices. The goal is to answer the questions the quickest, and they have to beat the clock. And this is really engaging for students because there's a letterboard and students can see if they are the winners of their class. Like here, woohoo! First place. They might get this on their screen, which is really encouraging to some students. Anyway, basically, Kahoot is just a fun way for students to assess students' understanding about a topic. What does a Kahoot look like? First of all, a Kahoot is created by a teacher beforehand, but we'll talk about that later. A teacher will need to have some sort of projector to project the website onto the big screen. To get started, the teacher will open up the Kahoot on the website, and a screen like this will pop up on the big screen. This is the code for the specific Kahoot that class is doing. The student will type that code into the screen that looks like this. It's either on their iPad or on their internet browser. All the student will need to do is type the code in and then write their name under the nickname. Once the whole class is logged in, the teacher will press start. Then, the first question will pop up on the board. It may look something like this. For example, this question is, what is the Kansas state flower? As you can see, there's a timer right here. The question will display for anywhere between 5 and 20 seconds. That is up to the teacher. After that timer goes up, the screen then turns to this screen. And this is a different question, but it says, what is the Kansas state animal? And all 4 options will be available. The students will have some time to look at the answers, and then they will get to pick for themselves. Over on the student's side, this is what their screen will look like while the question is being displayed. 4 different boxes, each with a different shape and color, corresponding to an answer that is on the board. Once it is time to answer, the student will, as quickly as possible, click on the shape and color that corresponds with their correct answer. So, for example, what is the Kansas state animal? If the student thinks that it is the American buffalo, they would click on this section right here. When everything is finished, a different screen will pop up. This one right here. this screen is the feedback form, so the whole class can see who got it right and what the correct answer is. So for example, for this one, the correct answer was the blue diamond. And only one person was doing the Kahoot, but as you can see, they got it correct. This allows for students to really learn what the correct answer is right afterwards. Instant feedback. This whole process is repeated for as many questions that the teacher put into the Kahoot. So this one only had 5 questions, but you could put 20, however many questions the teacher wants to assess the students on. One of my favorite things about Kahoot is all of the feedback. After the timer has gone off, the student can individually see if they got the answer correct or wrong, and what their score is. For example, this says, you're in first place. They can also see on the board what the correct answer is, and how everyone else is doing in the class. So it's kind of good gauge for the student to see like, hey, I'm not the only one who doesn't understand this. And for the teacher to see that, wow, this is a question that we need to review again. Another way it provides feedback is the scoreboard. This makes it a little more competition and fun for the students. That way that they stay engaged and it's not just like any old test. Lastly, Kahoot allows for teachers to get feedback on the Kahoot after it's been completed. So for example, this one said, what theme do you like best? The teacher can see that one person picked jungle and one person picked pajamas. So it's a great way for teachers to go back and look at what students are understanding and what students are not understanding. While the app is pretty basic for students, all they need to do is click on a certain color. It is a little bit more work for a teacher. To get started, a teacher needs to go online to create.kahoot.it. Here you can sign in if you already have an account or create a free account. I love that this is a free website. Once logged in, this is the page that the teacher will see. So there's many different aspects to this page. Up at the top, right here is your account information. So this is like your email and all of that. But to create a Kahoot, you just scroll down, and the most basic Kahoot that I'm talking about is called the quiz. These other options are super great, and they're very easy to learn once you know how to do the quiz. You click on quiz, and the next thing that you'll see is this page. Here, the teacher writes in the title. So maybe you're doing a lesson about cows. You type in cows, write a little about what this Kahoot exactly is, and you can choose if you want everyone to be able to see this, which is a great tool if you are working with another teacher, or if on the other hand, you can use Kahoots that have already been created by other teachers on the same topics. And then next, you'll just need to put school for the audience. And then up here in the corner, you'll click OK, go. Your Kahoot has started to be created. The next thing that you will see is a different screen. So this screen looks much like the screen we just saw, but it's question number 1. So here you write the question. You can write, we said it was about a cow, so you can write, is a cow a mammal? And then you could put true, false, or I don't know, even maybe. You don't have to fill up all 4 options. It's just up to the teacher. And these check marks right here, you'll click the right answer. So this one only has 1 right answer, but let's say that you do a question that has 2 right answers. You'll highlight 1, 2 of them. Another aspect that I want to point out to you is the time limit. 20 seconds doesn't seem like a lot of time, but this is a very fast-paced game, and 20 seconds will go by very slow. So for younger students, 20 seconds might be appropriate. but for older students, 20 seconds will probably be too long. Another cool feature you can do is you can add images. So maybe here I would upload an image of a cow just to get students reminded about what is a cow. After you've completed all of the steps, all the teacher needs to do is click Next. And like I said before, you can have as many questions as you would like in your Kahoot. Once the teacher has all the questions that they want into the Kahoot, the teacher just saves it. Once the Kahoot is saved, you'll be taken back out to this part of the website. Over here are your stats. So under my account, I have 2 Kahoots that I've played 9 times with 14 different people. Those are just your stats. You don't really need to do anything with those. But in order to find the Kahoot that you made, you click on this button, My Kahoots, and it'll take you to a screen where you can play your Kahoot with your students. Earlier I mentioned there are many Kahoots that you can use from all different people that have already created Kahoots, and you can just search for those right there. Now that you know a little more about this awesome app that you can also use on the computer for students, get out there and start Kahooting.